Never had a problem. If you've seen my other videos, you've seen me rant about how much that pisses me off when I call someone for support and I tell them, what's going on. Like, oh, I've never had that problem. Like, how is it that only I am the one that discovers these fucking faults all the time? And today is no different, and it's actually been going on now for a month or so. You've probably heard me talk about Mtron and how much I enjoy the Mtron system, but I've been having an issue with their CAN integration system for the STI. I put a stock, I put an Mtron with a boom sling harness in my stock 15 STI. It's what I use to do the damper testing. And it's really cool because the Mtron has all this CAN integration. The ECU knows the speed sensors, all 4 tires. It knows the steering angle position. It knows the climate control buttons. It knows a bunch of stuff, right? And then it outputs the TAC and all the necessary information to the cluster and all that stuff. And that's really cool, especially if you're doing a swap like this, where you have an engine that's got more cylinders than the one that came in the car. So it's really easy to not have to do any TAC adapting as you would in other swaps. So like if I put a 6-cylinder in my RS and I try and run the 6-cylinder ECU, I can't have my TAC read correctly unless I have the ECU flashed, or if I put a standalone in it and then hijack the TAC thing and only cut it down to be the right RPM. Well, with this, since it's done via CAN, it just says RPM is this number. So it's really sweet, these CAN vehicles with CAN integration, you get them to work. So anyways, I got it in my STI, and I have a alarm on the dash for low oil level. Now, those of you that know, the no EJ in the Impreza platform has come with an oil level sensor, at least not in the turbo series, right? So no 257s or 255s have ever had an oil level sensor.
Legacy.
Yeah, I know, the 2010. Yeah.
EJ with an oil level sensor.
Great. Okay. Doesn't matter.
Didn't you say EJ?
I said Impreza platform.
Oh. I thought you said EJ.
I did. I said Impreza platform with an EJ. So anyways, but the FA does. The FA in the 15 Plus has got oil level. So the cluster supports indication of oil level, low or high. I think just low or not low, right? Anyways, for some reason with the CAN package on here, you turn the car on, you get a low oil level alarm on the dash at the top, tells you the oil level's low. Then there's a little orange oil can with the level symbol below it saying it's too low. And I contact Mtron, like, hey, I'm having this problem. They're like, oh yeah, you got something wrong with your car. You screwed something up. I'm like, the car's stock. It's untouched. Like, it's literally stock. Well, then, you got something wrong with the harness. It's the harness you told me to use. It's the boom sling harness. Well, he knows what he's doing, so it's not the harness. You're doing something wrong. I'm like, I ain't doing shit wrong. Yeah, well, you integrated the CAN wrong. I hit 18 wrong? Like, to integrate the CAN, you literally just fucking go CAN system, Subaru, and you hit the fucking button. Like, how did I integrate that wrong, right? So they've just been trying to find shit. And the guy's like, well, the oil pressure switch goes to the dash. I'm like, no, oil level. I keep telling you level. They go, that car doesn't have oil level. Yes, I know. That's what I fucking said. It doesn't fucking have it, but it's on the dash anyways. And they're like, well, then you got something wired wrong. How? Like, this doesn't. I unplug the factory ECU and I plug in the Mtron. I have the problem. I unplug the Mtron. I plug in the factory ECU. I have no problem. So it's either the fucking harness or it's the CAN. They go, well, it's wired wrong. Well, hold on a second. Oil level is via CAN. Well, how do you know that? Well, so I showed them that the legacy that has the low oil level goes from the sensor to the ECU to the CAN bus to the cluster. I'm like, well, that's a legacy. I'm like, motherfuckers. I'm like, you don't think for a second that they have like a general fucking CAN package? Why would they go, well, on this car we wanted to go to the cluster first, and on this car we wanted to go to the ECU first, on this one we wanted to go to the body module first? Now, why the fuck would they do that? I'm like, it's the same shit. I'm like, well, that car doesn't have oil level. I'm like, I know that. It doesn't have. Every fucking email I've sent you, I've said, this car does not have oil level, but there's a fucking light on the dash anyways for it. Well, that's not possible. Well, it's fucking here. I'm looking at it. So finally today, I found it in the FA manual. It shows the fucking oil level switch, go into the ECU for the FA, go into the CAN bus to the fucking cluster. So again, from what I said the first fucking email, now we're 20 into it. There's something wrong with the fucking can integration in your package because you're tripping off a fucking low oil level alarm on my dash. They're like, well, we called 5 other guys and no one else having that problem. Well, then they're fucking blind or they're fucking miracle workers. Because all I do is say Subaru 15 can, hit fucking enable, and then the problem shows up. Like, the fuck? So, anyways, it's super fucking irritating, as you can hear in my voice. And it's just another one of the things where everyone's always like, oh, we never had a problem, so you're just fucking doing it wrong. Like, let me show you. Let me open this up real quick. Let me show you how easy this is. Okay. So we're going to go to configuration. Let me show you. Switch my camera around. Configuration, communication, CAN bus 1. CAN bus 1 setup. Baud rate, 500. Perfect, because that's the speed of the factory CAN bus. That's good news. All right, communications. Channel 1. Channel 1, enable, on. Data set, 15 plus. I had it on JDM. They said put it on ADM, so I did that. Down here. All I do is punch in those 2 fucking numbers right there, either 17 or 18. And that's it. That's all I can do. I don't have any control over any parameters. Okay, maybe I got something else on the other channels and I'm clouding the CAN bus with other data and that's tripping the sensor. So we'll go this one. Channel 2, it's off. So that's not putting any data on the CAN bus. How about channel 3? Hey, that's off. That's not putting any data on the CAN bus. How about channel 4? Hey, there's no data on the CAN bus. Channel 5, no data on the CAN bus. Channel 6, no data on the CAN bus. So I have nothing else on the CAN bus besides channel 1, which is the Subaru fucking CAN integration package. Nothing else I can do. And yet they keep going, oh, you're just doing it wrong. Oh, well, this is, something's wrong. Like, that's just, we never had that problem before. Well, fuck you. Because this is the second car that's had this problem. And for me, that's 100% of the cars that I have done with your CAN package that have had this problem. I don't understand why everyone always wants to just point the fucking finger and be like, oh yeah, you're just doing it wrong. You know what you're doing. I don't know who you are. I had somebody today ask me if I've worked on a lot of rotated turbo Subarus before. Yes. Yes, and in fact, in this state and many around it, nobody else has worked on more. I have been doing rotated Subaru shit since 2001. Because I put a fucking turbo setup on my 2.5 reps before the WRX even came to the United States. And the WRX came on and I started tuning. I've been tuning Subarus since 2001. I've been tuning a regular car since 1992. Carburetor, I started carburetor, went to GM, went to Excel EFI, then went to GM, Holly, Excel, Holly, GM, then Subarus. But first doing standalones because Subarus wasn't even fucking accessible yet. Piggybacks, Gretties, UTEX, HKS things, every Blitz thing, split second from California, and then Subarus, Haltex, Lynx, M-Trons, Mega Squirts. I put Mega Squirts in airplanes. I flew fucking airplanes across the country with a Mega Squirt running the Subaru engine. Talk about a death wish, but I did it multiple times. Yeah, I've dealt with a few things. Holy shit. Anyways, super irritated. James, he says, hey Dom, hope you're doing well. Well, James, now you know how I'm doing. I'm really irritated, but I'm doing good otherwise. We're going to release some videos here pretty soon of what I'm working on right now, and it's really fucking epic. We gave ourselves a really short timeline, and right now we're pretty much ahead of schedule. We hit a major milestone yesterday in 1 week, but we're waiting on some materials to finish our piping, and that's it. So we finish this piping, shit's done, and it already runs, so we're really excited about that. Wish I could wire it like a generator where it won't start with a low level for some customers. You can. You can, SMS. If you put a sensor in there, you can absolutely do it. Hope your day is going well. It is, aside from this stuff, it's been going pretty well. Should I turn it off and then on again? Yes, and that's actually another issue with the CAN integration on this thing. Sometimes when you hit the off button, it doesn't turn off. It just stays on, and you gotta like pump the clutch 3 times and spin around, rub your belly, and pat your head, and then hit the button. So I gotta figure that out some more. Cameraman, glad to give you. Uh-oh, I can't read it anymore. What happened? Glad to give you a laugh. Yeah. Yeah, man. So it's in and running. It's in and it runs. And obviously it's not built, right? It's just a stock one. But it's in and it runs. And literally 7 days after, fuck, it wasn't even full 7, it was like 6 days after deciding that this was the engine that we're going to use, I turned the key on it yesterday and it fucking fired up instantly. It's almost like I've done this before. And actually, I haven't. I've never done it before. I've never put an EZ30 in an STI. But I know engines and math, so it wasn't that hard. And physics. So yeah, I am trying to figure out why the hell this CAN integration on the M-Tron here is causing that. Now maybe I have something that I'm missing. You know, maybe there's an output somewhere that I've assigned to the CAN bus somehow, but I don't see anything on here. CAN bus, OEM tech. Oh, here's something. Cruise control light. What if the cruise control light is putting out into the CAN bus and causing the low oil? What if that's it? What if it's something that I did? I don't know. So the cruise control light's supposed to be on the CAN bus. The tack light's supposed to be too, but maybe when I hit cruise control light on CAN bus, that lit up the low oil level. Maybe. I don't know. It's got the cruise control integration in it too, which doesn't work either for some reason. But they never had a problem with that either. So I don't know. Maybe they got some corrupt files. Maybe this is a bad unit. There's some inputs that you apply a pull-up voltage to, and they're not reading. So maybe that's fucked up. Maybe it's just a fucked up unit. I guess that's possible. Or maybe they screwed up their shit. I don't know. But it's super, super annoying to have them just constantly be like, yeah, we don't know. I mean, I sent them the file to look over. They looked over my whole file multiple times. They're like, hey, you don't do set right. But for something completely irrelevant, I'm like, yeah, dude, there's a 6-cylinder here now. I know that's not what it's supposed to be. Oh. What's the thing? Oh, the traction control button's not working into the ECU, or to the CAN bus, even that's supposed to be on there too. So a lot of shit that isn't working that they say should work, and it's not for some reason. So, I don't know. It's irritating. I'm gonna turn it on again. See if it was that cruise light. Nope, still there. Engine oil level low. I'll show you. Let's look at it right here right there. Engine oil level low. And then when right there, at the top of the screen, engine oil level low. Oops, that's the check owner's manual. Do it again. Right there. I don't have that. Like, nowhere in here do I have that. So, I don't know, like, what on earth they could have done. I don't see anything else on here that's on the CAN bus. These are all auxiliary channels. These are outputs. That's the lift. That's the starter cut relay. I think that one of these I need to tweak a smidge, and that's why it's giving me some weirdness with the starting function. I don't know. The problem is, this is really beautiful too. The documentation they gave me that shows you how to hook up the push button and start stuff to this doesn't match this. Like, the menus they show you to click on don't fucking exist anymore. I don't know. That's really weird. Cruise control. Engine start button. See, that's on there. Yep. I'm just gonna turn this off because it's not working anyways. Let's see what happens. Vehicle function. Fuel pump. See, check engine light, of course. Internal even. Cruise lights off. Engine functions. No more stuff on that CAN bus. No more stuff at all. I'll try the fucking check engine light. Fuck it. CAN bus OEM off. Bloop. Okay. The light still flashes. Let's save this. Store that to the computer. Quick keys for that: F2 to save, F4 to store to the ECU. Turn the key. Yeah, see, this is what I'm dealing with right here. I can't turn it off. I have to bump it for it to turn off. So that's probably me. I can't imagine that they would have that like that on purpose. So that one's probably me. I gotta figure out why that happens. There's probably a timer I got set wrong or something. Low engine oil level. Oh, there you go. Same shit. Let's see, what errors do I got right now? Air temp, yep, that's not hooked up. Lambda, yep, that's unplugged right now. Boost pressure, yep, that's not. Okay, so this is really cool. I want you to see this. Boost pressure input, that's not the map sensor, that's in the boost pipe. So this uses what's called TMF, which is throttle mass flow. That's one thing I like about the M-tron. You have to have the right sensors installed for it to work right. They tell everyone to use it. Like, they kept telling me to use it on my stock car, and I was getting really fucking pissed off. Well, you know, if you just use a TMF, you'd have a better time with it. I'm like, motherfucker, I can't use TMF. There's no map sensor in the fucking boost pipe. And they keep going, well, if you choose TMF, it makes everything way faster and easier. Oh my God. I can't use it because I don't have pressure ratio across the throttle body. If it was an NA car, no big deal. You get away with using atmospheric pressure because when you put the throttle, hopefully atmospheric pressure is what you get on one side of the throttle body, manifold pressure is on the other. There you go, you know your mass flow. No big deal. This, however, is a boosted car. And it needs to know how much boost is on one side of that blade versus the other to know what the actual mass flow is through that orifice, right? Because that's all it is. The throttle is an orifice. And what they do is they establish a ratio of total available volume, or area of the throttle blade, and that port based on the throttle blade position. So if it's shut, I have 0% available area if it's holding 100%. And then as you do this, it's a curve. It's not linear, right? It's a curve of available area. So you tell them the diameter of the throttle blade, and then they can determine, based on the difference of pressure across the hole that size, how much mass is flowing through there. They need to know temperature, of course, to get mass, and the pressures. And they kept telling me to use the throttle mass flow without a freaking pressure sensor on the other side of the throttle body. It was driving me fucking crazy. But this car has it, because this car is totally custom. So I have a Bosch T-map sensor like you would find in the Volkswagen. And it's not plugged in right now. Obviously, that's the fault for the air temp and that. That is on one side of the throttle body. This is the air temp that'll be used for the charge air temperature. This is the pressure that'll be used for the T-map, or TMF fueling. And then the O2 sensor is sitting on the carpet, so that's not plugged in. Anyway, so that makes it run pretty sweet. Right now, obviously, it's not running on TMF. Well, it's set up for TMF, but it's not using it because there's no sensor there. Anyway, so those are my 3 faults. I cleared them all. Does it change the check-engine light at all? No, because they fault immediately on the other ones. Now I can go and I can turn off those faults and see if the check-engine light works or not, you know, but obviously it's working. I'm watching a flash. So run times, this is stuff. So this is the other issue. Here's volt 5 and 6. They say 0. Well, that ain't fucking right. Those should not be 0. Unless they're shorted out or wired wrong. But this is for the cruise switches, so I push it up or down. I should see voltage change on those, and nothing's happening. Now, what's even weirder about that, though, is that if I have a volt input like this, when I have those sorts of inputs, let's see, outputs, let's go to inputs. So if I go to that input, we'll do this one, and I use a pull-up resistor, that means I'm applying 5 volts to that circuit, but I'm not getting anything. ANV5. Pull up, that should go to 5 volts, unless this is completely grounded out. If it's grounded out completely, that means that it's been, the harness has been made incorrectly. But, I mean, nothing I do here has any effect on the voltage that I see on AN5. Like nothing, just 0. So I'm not sure what's up with that. That's also dorked up. So I suppose it's possible I have a bad M-tron unit. That'd be surprising, because they're pretty robust units, but maybe it's bad. I mean, that would explain all the crap that's going on. According to this, I have AN volt 24, which I definitely don't. It's only KV8. It's probably generic for the higher KVs. The highest I have is 16 right there. Let's see, 15 is 0, 8, 9 are 0, 4, 5, and 6 are 0. Weird. So DI9 is clutch. Okay. What else do I got? DI10 is
900963.
Hey Justin. What's up, dude? Are you talking to me?
Well, both of you.
What's up?
Never mind.
No, what's up? I can't say what's up.
Sound aggravated.
Oh, I'm aggravated. I'm pissed off as shit. But it ain't you.
Okay.
It's an Mtron. It's totally you, motherfucker. You're in my zone. You're my bubble. I got a 15-foot radius right now.
So
Unless you're touching my balls or my pecs, then it's a whole other story.
I was like, Dom's in there bitching at Mtron.
Yeah.
He's like, Mtron's the best though, and I was like, it is until it isn't.
Yeah, it is until it isn't.
It's got.
I love the system when it fucking works. Like, what is this
I
bullshit?
want to give you one phrase from the customer. I bet you can't guess who tuned it. It says it rev hangs. When it has trouble idling. Yeah, it does. He says it has stumbly idling. I'm like, weird. It's got some different tune. It's not a stage 2 map. It says 900963 stage 2 plus AM intake.
Okay.
Octane turbo
Nice.
exhaust. I'm like,
All right.
wonder who that was.
Yeah, we never tuned it. So what was that? What was the check engine light for?
It doesn't have one. They just
Oh.
brought it in for a VA. I think they just bought it.
Oh, I see.
They said it rev hangs and has a rough idle. I'm like, well, it's got like a aftermarket catch can, and one of the hoses is plumbed into the AM intake with like a
Like through the filter?
no, not through the filter in the hose. But with like a 3/4 NPT big old brass. Yeah, it's like from like Home Depot.
Weird.
It's super cool. Yeah, it's also like a weird, ugly billet.
Did they induce any vacuum leaks by doing that?
Probably.
I would say I would definitely look and see if there's a path from that hose that goes into somewhere in the engine system that goes into the manifold. Maybe the rev hang is because it's getting air through the PCV valve out the filter or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. I haven't checked it yet, but I thought it was. It gave me a good deal. He's like, the rev hang is like,
Yeah.
I got one guess on who tuned it. I was like,
Yeah. Oh shit, my oil level's low. You know what's crazy about that is this car actually has an oil level sensor, doesn't it? This EZ30 doesn't have oil level?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Oh no, it doesn't. No.
It just has temp and.
No, it just has temp. Just the FAs did, and the 36s did, I think.
Oh. It'd be cool if this did. I mean, not that it would help.
Yeah.
Because I can't feed it anything in here. Oh, maybe I can do that. Do I have oil level on here? That's an idea. Let's see, I have oil pressure. Do I have oil level? Maybe if I put oil level on here. Oil temp. No. Oil pressure, cooling system. Damn, I was thinking if I had oil level, maybe if I told it had high level, then it would turn off the fucking light. Maybe they don't realize they got something.
How would it know?
What do you mean?
Why does it show an oil level light? Because there's never a sensor on these.
I know, and that's the
Why does it exist?
because this cluster is used in a WRX as well, and the WRX has it, and it comes via CAN, so it's getting the signal via the CAN bus that the level of the oil level is low.
Cool.
Right.
I see what you're saying now.
Right.
That's dumb as shit.
It's super dumb as shit, and they keep telling me no one's ever had that problem before. Well, I've had it on 2 cars now. My 15
they're
doesn't,
probably
and this
turning-
17 does it.
They're probably turning shit off. They're not.
You can't turn it off. It's CAN bus. That's data, and
That's true.
and the integration is fixed. I'm not allowed in it. I can't get in and change anything.
So they have to change it on their end.
Yeah, but they don't because it's not a problem. It never existed.
It's not right there on the dash
Yeah.
that I'm looking at.
Well, they told me that it was hardwired, and so I found the wiring diagram that showed it's not. The level
Well,
sensor.
there's nothing to that dash that's hardwired. The
Correct.
dash is CAN,
Correct.
which means that everything has to be CAN.
Well, no, actually, the oil level light or the oil pressure light is hardwired. That pressure light there is hardwired. The coolant is hardwired.
Weird.
And that's it. I think it's on this one. That's it for this one. But you can go to a section in the manual and it shows you the gauges, how they're driven, and where they get the signal from. But for the SDI, there's no oil level.
Good deal.
Yeah, it's a good time. Good time.
So how do we go about that?
I don't know. I mean, I've been working with them, trying to get them to fix this shit. So there's a section in the body section, and in the body section it has the clusters and stuff, and then it shows you all that information. But I think they forgot to put it in the body section for the WRX. So here's general, engine.
Yes, sir.
Emissions, intake.
I have a paper sheet with part numbers.
Let's see, transmission. Where's the body section? Chassis, all right. Body, here we go. HVAC, airbag. It's going to be under communication. There it is, instrument. So, James, yeah, I found that kind of. Combination meter. So, that's the wrong spot. Let me show you. So I found the wiring aspect of it, and it shows exactly how it's wired. It shows that it's wired from the switch on the pan to the ECU to the CAN bus. I'll show you here, right there. So there's the oil level switch, there's ECU, there's CAN bus, there's cluster. So that's all it tells us on that. I was trying to find other information on it, obviously. So, but Subaru doesn't tell you any CAN IDs or anything like that. You have to do your own work on that. You gotta sniff it, essentially. You need a CAN sniffer. Guy. I don't know what IDI stands for. No, I don't know. So here you go, control module. This is what I'm talking about. So if we look here, we got charge warning light. Oh, that's the other one. Charge warning light. That's the other one. Alternator, oil pressure, light, all this stuff. Tells you what terminal it's on. But there's nothing about oil level on it because it comes via CAN, which is this one right here. But you'll see it has this is the pinouts, everything that goes to it. So fuel level sensor, ambient sensor, ignition power supply, all that stuff goes to the actual to the cluster, and then the rest of it comes in via CAN. All right, there's a question. Let's see. Is it expecting something on the CAN bus to switch the light off, which is not present? Yes, that's correct. It is exactly what it is. It's that or the other. Like, I don't know if it's normally open. I didn't look to see if it was normally open on a closed switch. But it's going to be either something's there or something's not there. So this says normally open. So closed, ECU should get a signal saying the level is low and then send a signal out. So there's an extra signal being put on the CAN bus at that point because it's a normally open switch. And that's why I was checking to see, did I select something else on here I shouldn't have put on here? So inputs, this says what is the Mtron going to look for this data? Like where am I going to find brake pressure, right? It's going to find brake pressure on the CAN bus. No, I can't trick an input. There's no input to trick. The input doesn't exist. And that's the problem. I don't have a low oil level input to ECU that doesn't exist. For some reason, they have a bit or a byte or something located incorrectly on the CAN bus telling it that switch is shut and to illuminate the light. But so these are the inputs. This says, where do I look for these things? And that's how the M-Tron knows what's happening inside the car. You tell it where to look. So then you go to outputs, and outputs are, where do I tell things about? So the tach, for example. Tach's on the CAN bus. Let's see if I turn this off. Hit OK. And then save that. That should, in theory, piss it off. Why does the tach still work? Well, my oil level still says low. So, yeah.
Is one of the breather hoses for the catch can supposed to go to the STI PCV or the little connector on the T?
So the one that goes usually plugs
The little
into
one.
the nipple on the manifold.
It's like a quarter inch.
Oh, no. So a PCV leak.
Mm-hmm.
So they went straight from the freaking manifold to the
It's got the one,
unfiltered, or filtered but unmetered air too, right?
yeah.
Yes.
So it's got the one from the intake pipe,
Uh-huh.
pre-inlet, into the catch can of one hose. The other one goes from the catch can and loops into that hose into the check valve. And then they have.
All right, let me see.
They have the hole
It's
under the
great.
manifold.
Also, how rad does that look?
Does it clear the hood?
Yeah.
No. They got this number here.
Oh, it's still metered though. Still got mass airflow.
So they
Okay.
got this number
Yep.
in here, and then this one plumbs into the side of the T.
Which side?
The side that usually plumbs into the manifold, but they have it plugged off. With the
Oh, that's
manifold.
funny.
The manifold.
I mean, that doesn't do anything, but but that's okay. Like that's not. It doesn't do anything right there. That's not gonna fix a fucking thing, but it's not gonna break a thing either.
Okay.
One, because it's still metered air. You see, it's coming from right here,
Right.
and the MAF's right here, so it still has metered air.
Right.
It's not making it into the intake manifold.
Because that check is.
It's
one
not
way.
bypassing the throttle body any, right? So it's not bypassing the throttle body, so that's not gonna be an issue. It's just a bummer because like this is the primary port right there. They just got it done kind of weird. I mean, that's fine. That's gonna create more carryover though. It's gonna fill that can up quick. Like that. As soon as it gets a little bit of blow by, bloop, it's gonna fill that fucker up fast. But yeah, that's not gonna make it rev hang.
Okay. Rev hang would be caused by a
Vacuum leaks or tuning, yeah. Yeah, vacuum leaks or
I'm
tuning.
gonna smoke test it and see, but
Yeah, probably a good call.
I don't
Yeah.
feel like.
Is there a time that I can go up in there with that and get a couple of tacks on that pipe?
Yeah. I shouldn't be showing this yet. The videos aren't released. But you 11 people rock, so I'll give you a taste. Yeah, it's literally been, it's been a week since we decided to, well, a week and a day now. Week and a day since we decided to use this engine to put it in this car and start on the fab. And we got to where we are now. So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty exciting. I'm excited for that. That's a G3770 in there. Was the bumper on it? I don't recall. Whole cooling system's been moved to the front of the Core Sport. You don't need to do that, but if you're gonna put the turbo board, put the turbo, you gotta do it. But this is gonna be cool. I'm really excited for it. Look, I'm even smiling. And I never smile anymore. So, anyways, I'm gonna keep looking for stuff. I don't understand why when I turn tack off, it still has tack. That's a weird one. So I'm gonna turn off every output that goes to the CAN bus and see if one of them is affecting it. We had a local guy say do it in a weekend and finish 2 years later. Yeah. That's funny. That is funny. All right. I got nothing else on the CAN bus. Okay, nothing else on the CAN bus, so Nothing doing. Saved. Overwrite. Hey, could you kill power for me for a second?
Can I?
Yep. Just like, not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, now.
Like that?
Perfect. That was excellent.
Okay.
I'm actually surprised how easy you got that in there without spitting on it.
Oh, what?
I'm surprised how easy you got that in there without spitting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I may not look like I know what I'm doing.
Is there anything on rotating stuff? I'm gonna bump it one more time.
No, you're good.
Okay.
The wheels are dragging, so it looks like it's. You can drive it.
The clutch was out. Clutch was out neutral, so it's dragging some. Okay, so attack was turned off here, but it still worked here, and low oil light is still on. I'm stripping things off the CAN bus to see if one of the outputs is causing it, but nothing.
What you should do is just talk to one of the M-Tron people and say, go to my YouTube channel right now.
And we'll live stream it, and I'll show you what's going on.
I'll show you.
Yeah. Yeah, not this video. The one where I'm cussing less at him.
Can I go up?
Yeah, you go up. Yeah, you go up.
Okay.
You're good.
Please don't start it while I'm under it.
I will not.
I can unplug you, so.
I gotta bump it real quick.
Well, I can just take the fuel pump.
I'm good. I got it. All right, let's go to their manual on this. See, there's something I forgot. There isn't. Newsflash. You know, so spoiler alert, there isn't. Installation. That's for an O2 sensor. Here's how a CAN bus works. Yeah, this is pretty fancy. Look at it. They show us how a CAN bus works. They got the dash on there. They got ABS. They got the body control module. That's on CAN 1, which is what we have currently, the OEM stuff. And then CAN 2 is so you can run their stuff. Their stuff runs at 1,000 hertz. These use it at 500. That's pretty standard. The Subaru OEM is always 500 hertz. Oops. Yeah, more CAN stuff. Sensor wiring is how you wire in a sensor, in case you didn't know. A lot of people don't, so it's okay. Interesting. I don't see the cruise control one on this one. No cruise control input on that guy. Alright, I'm using the fucking arrow keys now. This is stupid. La 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 la. Nope. Nope, not in there. Not in there. Auxiliary 6 shows TAC. That's interesting actually, because it didn't work in aux 6. Weird. Let's see. Combo, air pump, right hand, wastegate. Map scaling. Air temp. Inputs. Yep. TGVs. Not using those. SI drive. That's a really cool thing about the M-Tron. I really like. The SI drive is functional, so you can put these 4 cow slots, tie it to a drive mode with the SI drive, and then choose what tables you want to run. Either requested torque tables, fuel map, ignition, boost tables. You can do that. So you can have boost select on the thing, or you can enable motorsports. So you can put sport sharp as cow slot 4, or the way I did on this car is I did intelligent was 1, sport was 2, sport sharp is 3, sport sharp with traction control turned off is 4, and then I have like the launch control and everything enabled in slot 4 with traction control turned off. At least that's the way it was intended to be done when I programmed it, but since traction control is not fucking reading, then that's not working. Push button start versus key start. Let's tell you how to do that. So this is the one I was telling you about, this menu here. This doesn't exist. This menu right here, the mobilizer one there, doesn't exist. And then what they tell you to put on there does not work. So for push button start, you use this one. You don't use that one. That's what I have it set up. For key start, you set it differently. Yeah. Check engine lights on either your CAN or aux 8. Air conditioners through the CAN. Trouble codes. CAN bus 1. Here we go. SI drive mode. Yes, that works. I've seen that function. Traction control switch does not work. Air conditioner, that one works. That one works. That one works. I haven't even checked steering angle. And those all work. So that's what they have on the CAN. So they tell you that they have. And that's it. And so I have all that stuff set up. Although like I said, traction control does not work. Let's try it again. Maybe it does this time. Channel, input, switches. Oh no, that one's under motorsports, I think. Traction control switch, CAN bus OEM. There you go. Can't ask for anything more than that. Okay. What? I'm not. Inputs, CAN. I mean, it shouldn't be on here, but we'll try. Maybe we'll count what we can. Nothing. Am I pushing it? This is it, right? Yep, that's a little skitty car symbol. No changes there.
Are you on YouTube up there, Don?
I am. What's up?
Nothing, I have questions the last one.
Okay, I'm almost done. Cruise control stuff. Cancel is stuck on. Nothing else even does anything. Push all the cruise buttons. Nothing changes right there. See that? Nothing changes. And then, where was traction control switch at? Right there. Traction enable switch off. Push it. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Nothing happens. So yay. Well, this is the same stuff I've been dealing with for months now. Eventually they'll figure it out, I guess. I don't know. Alright, well, I just wanted to share my little never had a problem again fucking rant, because I get tired of people saying that, and then, you know, clearly there's a fucking problem. It's super annoying. And just wish people would listen. Spend a little more time listening and reading the emails. Like the guy, after I told him like 4 times, this car doesn't have low oil level switch, but it triggers the alarm anyways. Then he later says, well, that car doesn't come with low oil level. Yeah, I know. So sometimes I'm guilty of it. I read my emails too fast and I miss things. That happens. You open an email and there's an assumption you've already made about where it's going, and sometimes you're wrong, you know. And you know, I do it sometimes, and I catch myself doing it. And I try not to, you know. And I think this guy should also try not to, a lot less. Jason, definitely no on the Haltech because not enough inputs. Definitely no to the Link because they don't have CAN integration for this model year, unless they recently did it, but they haven't had it. So definitely no to that. The Link doesn't have pressure ratio tuning or TMF or any of that. Doesn't have cow slot control. Doesn't have any of that kind of stuff either. So I can't use the SI drive to select other maps. It's just the answer is no. Motec, I don't want to. The price tag is ridiculous. I mean, they charge you like an extra $800 if you want to take logs. That's how ridiculous they are. Like, oh, you want to log your ECU? That's $800 more. Like, what? Well, fuck you. Like, you already charged me $4 grand for the rest of it. Yeah, for me, and I get some Motec stuff wholesale, and for a unit for my car with logging and the ability to tune it and stuff, it was like $4,800. And it offered nothing over what Armstrong or anybody else offered. Like nothing. So no, I definitely no on the Motec. I just think that sometimes you get a person at a business that either is slightly in over their head, or too busy to read your email, or too arrogant to actually listen. I don't know what the one is here on this guy's problem. He's been helpful, you know, in the past. Just on this issue, he just keeps dismissing it like it doesn't exist, and it obviously does. It clearly exists. So, anyways, I'm gonna go. People got some questions that I got to answer, and I'm gonna try and do some troubleshooting as to why the digital or the inputs for the cruise control don't react at all or anything. So, thanks for stopping by. Keep watching the channel. We're gonna start putting the videos out. I think next week the editing will be done for the videos on the build, so you'll get to see the build as it happens, and some confession stuff like that. So thanks again. Have a good one.